volleyball from Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. It's the first ever volleyball match in the brand new arena located in Coralville, just outside Iowa City, as the 1-3 Indiana Hoosiers on the road against the 0-4 Iowa Hawkeyes. Indiana coming off a split at Rutgers, lost the first match 3-1, and then won the inverse of that 3-1 in the second match. The Hawkeyes, on the other hand, were swept both times at Purdue a week ago. So these are two teams that are near the bottom of the Big Ten. Iowa in a three-way tie. It's them, Michigan State, and Maryland all at 0-3. Indiana just a few slots up at 1-3. First, before we get to the starting lineups, we'll take a look at what I think the keys to victory are tonight. So it's John Rawson's key to victory. First, for Indiana, they've lacked efficient scorers all year. Up and down the roster, they've lacked efficient scorers. They need that tonight. And the second thing is they need a stronger frontline defense. They have 20 less blocks than opponents through 4 matches. They have to be better on the front line. On the flip side, the Iowa Hawkeyes, just like Indiana, they need more efficiency. They don't have that in that front line. And then they also need to find a lineup. They've had injuries, and the entire senior class for Iowa has opted out, and they've yet to find a consistent lineup. It's different once again today than it was, per se, 2 weeks ago. First, we'll go with the visiting Indiana Hoosiers. Their starting lineup: Tommy Stockham, Brooke Westbeld, Brianna Edwards, Haley Armstrong, Savannah Colheed, Morgan Geddes, and Layla Blackwell. For the Iowa Hawkeyes, Jocelyn Boyer, Courtney Bizzario, Audrey Black, Blythe Reins, Bailey Ortega. Leanne Lowry gets her third start. She started both matches against Purdue. And Hannah Clayton back to serve for Indiana's Stockham. Early set down the middle. Blythe Reins gets the first kill in Extreme Arena, and the Hawkeyes are on the board first. Blythe Reins has become a rising star for the Hawkeyes. 25 kills this season. She's the most efficient hitter with a hitting percentage at .321. Set far side. Big spike by Edwards gets the kill, and Brianna Edwards. 111 scores for each team. That's just the junior outside hitter Edwards that notches one for Indiana to even the score to start things off. Back to serve, it's the libero Haley Armstrong. Star sophomore really leading the crew in that back line for Indiana as Audrey Black kicks one in that back corner. Tough spot right in front of the official, but Audrey Black, who notched 19 kills total last weekend, gets her first of this 2-match set. Again, talked about this a few times here, but as part of Big Ten scheduling, it's Friday, Saturday, back-to-back. So we'll play here again at 4 p.m. tomorrow, but we've got a big one today as that goes on the off side of the flag. It's an Iowa point. Didn't go through the uprights. It's an Iowa point. They lead 3-1. Hawkeye strong start. It's Bizzario back to serve. Hawkeyes lead 3-1. Here's Geddes down the middle. Blocked as Stockham. It's kept alive. Armstrong. Far side Edwards. And that's a point for Indiana. Quick substitution as it's Emily Fitzner that checks in. She'll go back to serve. The sophomore captain coming off a strong freshman year. She leads the ball club in assists, 57 assists for that Indiana team. As the 6-foot setter lobs one over, bounces off the net. Clayton keeps it alive. Here's Hansen, big kill. Kendra Hansen gets her 4th kill of the year. She didn't play at all last weekend. She was out with an undisclosed injury, something that nagged her throughout the course of the 2019 season. It's Maddie Slagle back to serve for the Hawkeyes. 4-2 lead for Iowa in set 1. Here's Fitzner, the set for Edwards, lobs one over, a dive, and a kept up by Bizzario. Tough play to make as Boyer just drops one over. Savannah Colheed, the freshman, gets the kill, toils it off the front line of Iowa to make it 4-3. Colheed, more known for her defensive presence, but she is the most efficient Indiana hitter at .250. That's her hitting percentage this year. So when your top hitter is hitting .250, you're clearly lacking some efficiency, as a bad reception by Schlegel and Hansen knocks it straight into her own bench. 4-4 score, set one. Hawkeyes and Hoosiers. It's Oliphant back to serve for Indiana. Here's Bizzario down the middle. Clayton pushes one over, big save. Near side, it's Stockham that drops one, as Boyer third hit right over the top of the net. Near side, Colheed. Boyer sprints after it, dives to keep it up, but no chance on a third hit. And Savannah Colheed gets a kill. Back-to-back kills for the freshman middle blocker. Well, a quick 3-0 scoring run has propelled Indiana back in front 5-4. And Sophie Oliphant will back to serve. Fitzner, Stockham, that's long. Stockham, a little too much sauce on it. Freshman outside hitter for Indiana is going to be a marquee player for their lineup. She was a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Nevada, a native of Las Vegas. She averages just over 3.2 kills per set. That's second on the team right now as a freshman. Fitzner goes back to her after going long on the first one and gets that kill right back. It was Hansen and Bizzario that were over on the front line on the far side. Savannah Colheed back to serve. Received by Schlegel. Bizzario goes to Schmidt near side. Blocked but kept alive. Right back to her. Second try. Stockham over the net. Here's Bizzario back to Schmidt 3 times. That's a drop shot. Good save by Fitzner. And again, Stockham. That's right off the top of the net, kept alive. Good volley here. Hansen. Again, that back line for both squads is really paying off. As a big block up front, it's Reese and Kendra Hansen on that front line that get the block for Iowa. A back and forth volley with those 3 in the back line having to creep up a lot on drop shot opportunities. Not easy plays to make defensively. That's 6-6 here in set one. Fitzner down the middle. Good kill try by Blackwell, but it's kept up by the Hawkeyes, and they shoot one into their own net. So Hawkeye error gives it back to Indiana as they lead 7-6. It's Brooke Westbell to serve. Senior's a Dayton transfer, was second team All-A-10 in her last year at Dayton. Ortega sets for Schmidt, a bit long, but good adjustment. Westbell down the middle, Blackwell. Good keep up by Ortega. Here's Schmidt. Sends one long, but it was deflected off a hand, so they needed that save. And Stockham just punches into the net. It was a bad reception by Armstrong on a good kill. Simply no chance for Stockham to pop that one over the net. And 7-7 here in the first set. Back and forth. Maybe earlier on in the year, especially when you look at the preseason rankings for these two teams in the Big Ten, this was one that both teams had circled as winnable matches. These were ones they needed to get. When you're Indiana, you start the year at Nebraska, that's certainly tough, and they got swept both times at home against Nebraska. Then they faced Rutgers, who was projected to be the worst team in the Big Ten, and they split that. So now you are Indiana, you're looking at an Iowa team. You feel like you've got to win one of these for sure, and if not both, to recoup from one of those losses to Rutgers and go to 500. Here's Audrey Black. Big right hand kept up by Armstrong. There's a kill for Brianna Edwards for Indiana. Edwards notches kill 3, and it's 9-7 Hoosiers. Brand new Extreme Arena here in Coralville. It's actually slated to be a hockey arena as well this fall. ECHL team will come to Coralville as a bad serve from Stockham into the net. First service error. It's the first service error on either team about halfway through set one. But ECHL, that's the East Coast Hockey League. It's essentially, if you follow baseball, it's the AA of hockey. So pro hockey's coming to Coralville, and right now this is the first UI-sanctioned event. There has been other events that have taken place in this arena. Wrestling was on earlier this summer, a Hawkeye Wrestling Club, but that's not official UI-sanctioned event. So this is the first Iowa-sanctioned athletic event in Extreme Arena, because this will be the new home for Iowa volleyball. The serve from Reese. Stockham moves to Edwards' far side and barely tipped at the front line is what they're saying, but Bazario's arguing that call, saying that wasn't hit. We might see a review on this. And it is a point given to Iowa, so they did reverse that call. Edwards hit that one about 140 feet, straight to that far side. That missed by a long shot, and they said originally it was tipped, as instead Morgan Geddes gets the kill back for Indiana. Colheed checks in. 10-10, set one. Indiana got that point back. Armstrong on the serve. Here's Clayton, blocked at the middle. It's Savannah Colheed. Both middle blockers meet where they should, and it's Colheed that gets the win for Indiana. Armstrong again to serve. It was Geddes and Colheed that met. No solo block on that. As Audrey Black sends one to Bazario and just smacks it right to the pole. 12-10 Indiana, 3 straight points, and Vicki Brown will talk about it now. 12-10 Indiana in the first set. First time now taken in Extreme Arena is 12-10 Indiana leads early on. We'll be right back. And BTN Plus. Welcome back inside Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. John Rawson with you as it's a 12-10 Indiana lead early on. And Haley Armstrong back to serve the starting libero for the Hoosiers. It's a 3-0 run for Indiana. These teams evenly matched. They've traded points so far. And now one team looking for that big breakout scoring run. And Armstrong with a tough miscue there gives it back to Iowa. You come out of a timeout if you're Vicki Brown, and that's about as good as it gets. Works like icing a kicker. Now it's 12-11. Courtney Bazario. She serves for Iowa and sends one long. So one error traded for another, and Indiana gets a big break there. 13-11 Hoosiers. You take a look at Courtney Bazario's stat line, it's impressive because it's versatile. 36 kills on the season so far, 41 assists, that's right around 3%, and 27 digs, that's around 2%. She's done it all for the Hawkeyes. She acts as the backup setter, plays a lot on the front line, and has a few blocks to her name as well. So easily the most versatile player, if not in the Big Ten, certainly on this Hawkeye team. A Hannah Clayton kill makes it 13-12, and Slagle checks in back to serve now. Slagle to serve. Armstrong to Fitzner. Big hit from Colheed, and there's a kill for Savannah Colheed. It's a tough one for Jocelyn Boyer. You're staring right down the line against the most deficient hitter for Indiana. Only thing you can do is just try to keep it up, but no chance there. And another service error for Indiana as Oliphant with the miscue. 14-13 Hoosiers. Sophomore Boyer back to serve. She actually leads the Hawkeye team, 3 aces on the season. Fitzner goes near side. It's Westbeld. Here's Boyer to Schmidt near side, blocked right at the net. It's Colheed and Westbeld that meet for a block. Brooke Westbeld is essentially the Indiana version of Courtney Bizzario. She plays a lot in the front line, acts as a setter as well. She's setter 2 behind Emily Fitzner. Both have over 55 kills on the season as a block at the net gives it back to Indiana. It's Colheed now to serve. 16-13 Indiana lead. This feels like a big point for whichever team gets the win. Here's Schmidt, kept up, big block, and it's Iowa point. That's a big point for Iowa. 17-13 feels a lot different than 16-14 for a multitude of reasons. The Hawkeyes have a problem in the middle of sets, getting behind by a margin too big. When it's a 5-point margin with only 8 points, 9 points for the opposing team to get to win the set, you're really playing on a 2-to-1 ratio. As Boyer can't make the one-handed dig, it's a point for Indiana on the kill. Three kills each for Brianna Edwards and Savannah Colheed. The Hawkeyes have no players with more than a single kill. It's Black, Hansen, Reese, Clayton, and Schmidt, all with 1 apiece. The Hawkeyes have got a lot of points off Indiana miscues, as there's an Iowa point as a bad block by Blackwell and Morgan Geddes. 17-15 Indiana. Adina Schmidt picks up the kill. That's the first Hawkeye with multiple kills. Iowa's been helped by 3 service errors from Indiana, as well as 6 errors on kills, 4 of those by Tommy Stockham. Here's Geddes. There's a kill for Morgan Geddes. She's the 3rd player with 3 kills for Indiana. 18-15, set 1. Again, this is one of those points you got to keep it 3 or under when you've got less than 10 points to play for either team to get a win. There's Bizzario blocked at the net. Layla Blackwell dead center with the block. 19-15 timeout, Vicky Brown. That's the final timeout of the first set for the Hawkeyes. 4-point lead for Indiana, knocking on the door of a set 1 victory. We'll take a break. We'll come back in just a minute. This is Big Ten Volleyball, BTN Plus. We're back after the timeout. Tommy Stockham back to serve for Indiana. 19-15 Hoosiers lead. Leanne Lowry checks in for the Hawkeyes. Lowry had 13 digs in Game 2 against Purdue. That was the one she started to get to reception there. There's Audrey Black, big kill for the Hawkeyes. Right out of the timeout, Audrey Black notches 1 for Iowa. Hawkeyes now control. Reens the serve, and it's too long. Tough miscue for Iowa. You get a big kill to get that point, then you give it right back. That's service error 2 for Iowa. That's something they've actually limited. This Iowa team doesn't make miscues on their side-out opportunities. They just get beat as a flag hit, and it's a point for Indiana, win on the opposite side of the flag. 21-16 now, back-to-back points is giving Indiana a 5-point lead with potentially 4 to play. They only need 4 more for a set 1 win. They go to Audrey Black near side. Big dig by Tommy Stockham. Near side Edwards, there it is. Westbeld just went to her near side, far side on the TV screen, right in front of head coach Steve Aird. And it's a kill for Brianna Edwards, number 4 on the evening. 6-point lead now as Hannah Clayton. There's a kill for Hannah Clayton, number 2 for her. Kendra Hansen checks in. It's good news for Iowa to see Hansen back out there, who's been dealing with an injury, missed all of last weekend because of it, didn't play at all against Purdue. Had that injury a lot last year as well, and even all the extended time off with the longer offseason wasn't enough to get her 100%. As Indiana gets that one back, they lead 6-23-17. This is a comfortable lead for Indiana right now. It's the sophomore Fitzner that checks in back to serve. Fitzner and Westbeld, both setters, both captains, 2 of the 3 captains for Indiana. The other one is the sophomore, or rather junior, Brianna Edwards. Armstrong the dig, Fitzner to Edwards, blocked straight at the net, barely kept alive and knocked out. It was Fitzner that had the opportunity to keep it alive, but just didn't have enough time to get underneath one well and hit it out. Schlegel in for Iowa, 23-18 Indiana. Fitzner, Edwards, big right hand, Schlegel the dig. Here's Adina Schmidt, her kill chance. Good for Iowa, Adina Schmidt. Timeout, Steve Aird, as Iowa's clawed back. It's still 4, but a lot closer than 6. 23-19 coming down the end of set number 1. We'll take a 60-second break. This is Big Ten Volleyball, BTN+. Iowa serve out of the timeout. Schlegel back to serve for the Hawkeyes. 23-19, Indiana leads in the tail end of the first set. Armstrong with a miscue and a bad reception from Haley Armstrong is an ace for Maddie Schlegel and a Hawkeye point. 23-20. Not too often that Haley Armstrong does that. Star sophomore for Indiana. Here's Fitzner. Edwards. Kill. Brianna Edwards. Kill number 51 on the season for Brianna Edwards. 24-20. It's set point. Schmidt's the kill, and that's the end of the first set. It's a block. Westbeld and Colheed with the block to end the first set. 25-20. Indiana takes set 1. We'll take a quick 3-minute break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Set number 2 coming up very shortly. Once again, 25-20. That's the first set in favor of Indiana. This is Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. 15 seconds away from the second set here in Coralville, Iowa, just outside of Iowa City. Brand new Extreme Arena, the new home of Iowa Volleyball. It's the first match ever played in Extreme Arena. The Hawkeyes did essentially a little closing tour of Carver Hawkeye Arena when they faced Illinois to start the campaign, but lost both of those. Now they're looking to start a new trend here in Extreme Arena, but right now they trail 1-0. A 25-20 set 1 victory for Illinois. Leanne Lowry back to serve for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Lowry, Boyer, Ortega, Bezario, Reentz, and Adina Schmitz. That's the 6 for Iowa. as Westbeld rockets one 2 rows deep. And that's a point for Iowa. The 6 for Indiana, it's Stockham, Armstrong, Edwards, Blackwell, Westbeld, and Morgan Geddes. Here's Edwards, Stockham dead center, Ortega the dig. Too far, and an easy kill for Layla Blackwell. That's what happens when you play ping pong with an amateur. They lob one up for you. Easy cookies, and Layla Blackwell took advantage. It's the first kill for Layla Blackwell this afternoon. Here's Audrey Black, gets a kill of her own. That's Audrey Black's 3rd kill. Her and Adina Schmitz lead the team. Brianna Edwards of Indiana leads all players with 5 in 10 tries. A pair of errors as well as Geddes rockets haywire. Just missed the corner. 3-1 Hawkeye lead. Lowry again to serve for the Hawkeyes. Check that rinse again. Here's Geddes. Ortega the dig. To Bizzario far side. It's a kill for Courtney Bizzario. That was a tough set. Pretty much went the full length of the court. The short side. Forced the defense to shuffle over quickly, and Bizzario was able to get the kill before the defense could get set. And Edwards blocked at the net by Bizzario and Clayton. Far side, too far, but tipped at the net. That's the call. So Geddes gets a kill. So an Indiana point, and it's Fitzner that checks in to serve. Just caught a piece of the hand at the front line for Iowa. But the Hawkeyes still lead 4-2. Ortega sets up Clayton. Quick work, a little pepper action for the Hawkeyes, and Clayton with kill number 3. Bailey Ortega might be a freshman setter for the Hawkeyes, but her game is impressive. She'd set that exact play up about 3 times throughout the course of the first set, just luring people away from Clayton going to the sides. And then that one time you set up the middle. That's when your middle blocker has to be ready to take advantage. And Hannah Clayton did so there. Bizzario, check that Black, knocks it over. Here's Edwards. Boyer, tough dig, sprinting after it's Black. She saves it with one hand, and they'll say that it went on the offside of the flag, and it's a point for Indiana. Just impressive that Black was able to get over there nonetheless, given opportunity for a play, but just didn't quite get the angle on it. Sophie Oliphant to serve. Bizzario goes to Black near side, blocked by Stockham. Return to sender, please. 5-4, Iowa leads, but back-to-back points for the Hoosiers. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the big key for both teams, one of the big keys was going to be efficiency, and the more efficient team was going to be the team that wins, which sounds really, really easy in terms of analysis from my standpoint. Like, of course the most efficient team is going to be the team that wins. That's not necessarily true, but with two teams that are struggling to have a high hitting percentage, the one that takes advantage and is able to execute their opportunities more often and not make miscues is the team that's going to win. And right now, Indiana's hitting percentage is .231. The Hawkeyes are just shy of 100. That kill by Hannah Clayton just notched them over 100 to 114. Essentially what I'm saying from an analysis standpoint is that the team with the highest hitting percentage will win. I feel like that's almost a guarantee in my mind. Even though there's a lot of other factors at play, with these two teams the way they play, that's the way that this match is going to go. Dump opportunity by Fitzner, put too much on it. Clayton back to it. Hannah Clayton making easy work of set 2. Kill number 5 for the junior middle blocker. 3 of those are in this set, and it's 7-5 Iowa. Armstrong to Stockham. Launched at the front line. Fitzner goes to Westbeld, who launches one over and kept up by Mazzari. Kendra Hansen. There's a kill. Kendra Hansen has struggled this season early on, trying to find her footing. Missed the last 2 with injury, and today has a pair of kills. It's a 3-0 run for Iowa. 8-5 Hawkeyes, set 2, it's Slagle to serve. The Hawkeyes trail by a set. Here's Stockham. Just drops one over. Schmitz digs it out. Back to Hansen, and that's a kill. Kendra Hansen. An absolute fastball right at Armstrong. 4 straight points is all Steve Ayer needs to see. Timeout. Indiana 9-5. Iowa leads in set 2. We'll step away for a minute, come right back. 9-5. Iowa leads in the second set. This is Big Ten Volleyball, BTN Plus. Back-to-back kills by Kendra Hansen are the last 2 words in a sentence that is yet to end for Iowa, as they've got 4 straight points, a 4-0 run to lead 9-5. And Slagle a high lobbing serve. Fitzner down the middle to Colheed. And that puts the check that was off. That was called out. Colheed looked like it was in, just barely got that line, but instead, I stand corrected as that missed right in front of head coach Vicki Brown for the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's 10-5. Fitzner, good chase after, keeps it alive. Stockham's blocked. 6 straight for Iowa. (11-5) Hawkeyes, 6 straight points. Schmitz and Clayton both get a block assist. 3 blocks for Hannah Clayton, 5 kills. She leads the way in both those departments. We've got the go-ahead whistle. Slagle to serve, Hawkeyes by 6. They've got a 6-0 scoring run. Fitzner to Westbell, drops one over. Schmitz keeps it alive. Here's Kendra Hansen. Tommy Stockham drops one over, but Clayton barely got a piece of that, and Schmitz drops one, and Armstrong can't get the dig. Iowa in the driver's seat now in the second set. They lead 12-5. Indiana won the first set 25-20, but the Hawkeyes have the answer in the second set. Steve Ayer talking with a FAR official right in front of the scorers table just for some clarification on a call, possibly on a potential double hit by Hannah Clayton at the front on that last scramble. And it's Colheed that... Did she get the kill? No, she didn't. Colheed thought she did, and that was what I looked at, was the reaction. But instead it's an Iowa point and another timeout for Steve Ayer. Indiana out of timeouts in this second set as the Hawkeyes cooking with the sauce. 13-5 in this second set. We'll step away. We'll come back. Iowa in control. Iowa on an 8-0 scoring run as Maddie Slagle continues to serve for the Hawkeyes. Armstrong sends one over to Stockham, and that'll end the bleeding as Boyer can't dig it out for the Hawkeyes. Big sigh of relief for Indiana as now they get the chance to earn some side-out points, down 7. Colheed the serve. Hits off the net. Diving stop by Boyer. Fitzner to Stockham. Boyer, Bizzario knocks it back over the net, and Westbeld tries to dump one over. There's Schmitz. Stockham to dig. Fitzner down the middle and a block. Edwards met the wall of Iowa's front line, and a block for Iowa gives them a point. They lead 14-6. Here's Westbeld. Kept alive by Slagle. Might have been too long. Iowa didn't take any chances. And Adina Schmitz gets the kill anyway. (15-6) Hawkeyes in the second set. 9-1 scoring run. Stockham blocked, but a kill. Hit off a couple hands out. It's a point for the Hoosiers. They still trail by 8. Brooke Westbeld to serve. Leads the Indiana team in service errors. Here's Schmitz again. That's a block. Layla Blackwell, Morgan Geddes. It's Blackwell that got her left hand on it for the block. Couple points for Indiana, trying to rally back here in the second set after winning the first set 25-20. Bizzario the set. Hansen drops one over. Sneaky play. Kendra Hansen gets her third kill. Check that. That's Kendra Hansen's 4th kill. So Hansen has more than doubled her output today than all season. Had 3 this afternoon. Has 4 in 7 tries tonight with no errors, so her and Hannah Clayton, the 2 most efficient Hawkeyes. There's Geddes. Looked like it was too long, and it's an Iowa point. It is. Indiana was celebrating, but looked like Geddes put too much on it, and that's what the officials saw as well. 9-point lead, Ortega to serve, as Iowa only needs 8 points to win the set. As that's in. Little accidental point for Indiana. Counts, it counts. It's not pretty, but it works. As Stockham to serve. It's Brianna Edwards that got credit for that kill. Bizzario deflected at the net, and there's a block. Here's Schmitz. Some confusion on that last call. It's an Iowa point. A lot of bobble action going on by both teams near the net, but no calls for double hits or 4 hits, so it was an Iowa point as they're doubling up Indiana 18-9 in the second set. Indiana won a set against Rutgers 25-9, and just put that into context for what that's like right now. That'd be like if Iowa ended getting the last 7 points. The absolute domination, and Bizzario, that looked in but too long. That's the call. Just a bit too much on it, as now we'll see a review. Last play, it was Bizzario that tried to hit that line on the far side in that back corner. Iowa leads right now on the board, 18-10. Hawkeyes in control. Indiana won the first set 25-20. Was angered by a pretty strong set of 14 kills to Iowa's 9. 14 kills, only 4 errors. It was pretty good efficiency from Indiana in the first set. Second set, totally different story. They ended the first set right around 250 for their kill percentage. In the second set, that has not been the case. They're 1-3. They have 5 errors, 6 kills in this second set. For the Hawkeyes, 11 kills, only 1 error. They've been very efficient. Indiana lead this all-time series between these two teams, only 40-37, and surprisingly, an Iowa team that struggled last year took both matches against Indiana a year ago. So these are two teams that are historically evenly matched and are tonight evenly matched as well, as we're right around 5 o'clock Central Time on the dot. When the sun sets at 4:30, it's really hard to tell you what tonight is versus today. But I rock with tonight after 5. Only because at that point there's no sun. And in the new Extreme Arena, there's no windows. I can't tell you if there's sun going right now or not. In Carver Hawkeye, occasionally you get sun in your face depending on where you're sitting if it's 2:30. That's not the case here. If you just joined us, we've got a review going right now. Visario hit a ball to the back line. It was called out. They're reviewing to see either A, if a hand touched it for Indiana, or if the ball landed in. Either one of those two would be a point for Iowa, as they're cruising right now in set 2, 18-10. And that's also given the fact that Iowa doesn't win this point. It's been a dominating second set for the Hawkeyes after they sputtered a bit in the middle ground of set 1 to lose by 5. And they've got 48 attack opportunities with 20 kills, so they might not have the opportunities that Indiana does, because the Hoosiers have 9 more chances than Iowa, but they match in kills, and Iowa has 2 less errors. The Hawkeyes have also taken advantage of their side-out opportunities as we have the call, and it is officially Indiana point. So Vicky Brown's challenge does not work, and it's a point for the Indiana Hoosiers. Armstrong is back to serve as everything is official in the books. It says 18-10 on the board, and Armstrong serves. Ortega, Audrey Black, Westbeld, now Armstrong, and Edwards just hits one off the heel of her hand to get it over. There's Black, block at the net, Geddes Colheed. 15 Indiana fans, immediate family members, people invited as part of the ticket list for Indiana, and they're loud every point. You hear it, Hoosiers. It's unmistakable as Indiana picks up another point, 3 straight for the Hoosiers. (18-12). Iowa needs to anchor down. Still lead by 6, needing 7 to take the second set. Ortega, Black. Shot that right at Stockton to keep it alive. Edwards lobs one over, but Ortega keeps it up. Courtney Visario, Westbeld the dig. Armstrong down the middle at Stockham. Diving stop by Jocelyn Boyer, and we continue. 18-12 Iowa. And there's a kill for Indiana. Brianna Edwards gets the Hoosiers 4th straight, and it's 18-13. Armstrong the serve. Ortega goes far side to Visario. A lot of heat on it, but Stockham good defensively. And there's a whistle, a double hit by Indiana, and the Hawkeyes get the point, 19-13. Blythe Reins back to serve. Thank you all for tuning in here on BTN Plus. John Rosson with you from brand new Extreme Arena, the first ever volleyball game as the Hawkeyes look for their first win of the season. They're posted at the bottom of the Big Ten with Maryland and Michigan State all at 0-4 as Indiana looking for at least a win They'd like to go 500. They're 1-3 right now after a win against Rutgers in their last match. Lowry a diving save to keep it alive. Bizzario, and it's Armstrong with a one-arm dig. Here's Bizzario right at Stockham. Her backline defense has been fantastic, and there's a block. Bizzario and Clayton meet for Iowa. It's 21-13. Hawkeyes in command in the second set. (21-13) Hawkeyes. A little bit too much, and Bizzario gets the kill. Sat patiently and got an easy kill. 4 straight points for Iowa as we creep towards the end of the second set. Indiana leads 1-0, won the first set 25-20, but Iowa leading the second set by 9, 22-13. Westbeld sets up Stockham. That had to go over there as no chance for Iowa. Jocelyn Boyer checks in. Back to serve is Emily Fitzner. Ortega to Bizzario, it's a kill. Check that wrong side of the flag. Point goes to Indiana. The Iowa miscue goes as a point on the air from Bizzario. She has 5 errors in 13 tries, only 2 kills today. Has not been efficient. But Hannah Clayton has, but Haley Armstrong keeps it alive, and Edwards with a one-hit over. Here's Black. Bingo, Audrey Black. 4 kills for Audrey Black, 3 blocks on the day as well. 23-15, Hawkeyes lead by 8, needing 2 to win the second set. Bad reception by Brianna Edwards as that goes right towards an unsuspecting scorer's table. And it's a point for Iowa, 24-15. Set point in the second set. Nine-point lead, set point, Bizzario to serve. Here's Edwards. Good dig by Lowry. Here's Hansen. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds. It's a point for Iowa, and you can put the second set in the books, 25-15. We'll take a 5-minute intermission. We'll play at least 2 more sets. It's a set apiece. Indiana wins set 1, 25-20. The Hawkeyes bounce back in the second set. They win it 25-15. We'll come back in 5 minutes. Third set in just a few. 1 set apiece between Indiana and Iowa. Iowa in search of their first Big Ten win. Indiana looking to start a 2-game winning streak. This is Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. Start of the third set from Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa, as the Hawkeyes won the second set 25-15 after falling in the first set 25-20. Quick stats recap for the first 2 sets. Hawkeyes are more efficient, 148 hitting percentage to 121 for Indiana. Iowa's defense a little bit sharper as well, 26 digs to 21 for Indiana. Both teams have 7 blocks, and the Hawkeyes have converted more side-out opportunities, which means when they get the serve, they keep the serve. Here's Audrey Black, early quick kill for the Hawkeyes, and Iowa on the board to start the third set. It's Reese, Lowry, Ortega, Clayton, Bizzario, and Black as Boyer was in to start the third set, but just headed to the bench. Blythe serve. Armstrong, Westbeld, Edwards. Brianna Edwards gets the kill as a bad block attempt for the Hawkeyes. 6 on the floor for Indiana. Armstrong goes back to serve. Stockham and Westbeld anchor the back line. And the front three, it's Geddes, Edwards, and Colheat. Ortega to Audrey Black, right at an unsuspecting PA announcer. Scores table is maybe a bit closer, not by much, but a bit closer than it is at Carver, just because this court isn't on a basketball court. This arena will be more of a mainstay hockey arena. When you look at the design of it, the boards are circular. It's built for hockey. As there's a kill for Indiana. They've got the netting ring around the outside to drop the nets down, to put the boards up when they play as well. So they're definitely preparing for a 2021 hockey season in Coralville. But right now, Hawkeye Volleyball has made this their new home and will be going forward. A 5,100-seat arena out to try to see the Hawkeyes capture their first win. Schlegel checks in, back to serve. (3-2) Hawkeye lead. Fitzner goes down the middle to Westbeld, right at Courtney Bizzario. Sophie Oliphant checks in to serve. Sophomore with 2 aces on the season. Has 2 more today as well, so 4 total. And there's a bad reception by Oliphant. Gives a point to Iowa. Jocelyn Boyer jogs to serve. Hawkeyes lead by a point in the third set. Fitzner, big set Westbeld, one arm saved by Schlegel. Hansen just lobs one over. Fitzner to Stockham, it's a block for Iowa. Barely landed in, but a Hawkeye block. Kendra Hansen, Blythe Reeds. (5-3) Hawkeyes. Stockham, that's Haywire, missed on the far side, and check that. They've now called that in favor of Indiana. They changed that call. Savannah Colheed to serve. Hoosiers trail by 1 early in the third set. 1 set apiece, so we're at least playing 4. Big kill, Westbeld. Brooke Westbeld not just killed 2. Was just lurking as Schmidt was struggling to get the ball over. And the senior captain for Indiana gets the kill. 5-5. Bad reception by Boyer, and nothing doing there as Boyer gives the old my bad. As Indiana on a little spurt, they lead 6-5. Colheed to serve. Low liner, kept up. Here's Kendra Hansen. Fitzner to Blackwell. Good adjustment by Layla Blackwell. Westbeld, Edwards, Stockham. Dug out by Schlegel. There's Adina Schmidt. Got a good block, missed time as there's Stockham with the kill on the far side. Deflected out by Bizzario and Kendra Hansen. 7-5 Hoosiers, 4 straight points for Indiana. There's Kendra Hansen, lobbed over. Fitzner to Edwards. It's a drop shot for Brianna Edwards. 5-0 run. Vicki Brown barks out some signals to her club as they trail by 3 in the third set, 8-5. Colheed. Schmidt just plops one over. Takes advantage of a mistimed jump. An Iowa point as Ortega in and back to serve for the Hawkeyes. Adina Schmidt with her 7th kill. Fitzner to Blackwell. Straight mustard. That's right at Maddie Schlegel and no chance. Blackwell is tall, lanky, athletic. The freshman's going to have a good career. Had 6 blocks in each match last week. And now 24 in red, 2 blocks, 3 kills tonight for Indiana. And now the Hawkeyes crumbling a bit in the early portion of the third set, 10-6 Hoosiers. So we've closed out the first third, and Vicki Brown senses her club's downfall now in the third set, trailing by 4. 6-1 run for Indiana. They lead 10-6. We'll step away for a minute and come back. Third set, Indiana in the driver's seat, 1 set apiece for each of these teams. This is Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. Back out of the timeout in the third set as Westbeld serve and Bizzario haywire on the kill shot, and it's an Indiana point. Timeout doesn't stop the run. 7-1 now in favor of Indiana. So they lead by 5 in the third set. Ortega to Rinks. That's in, and a kill for the Hawkeyes. One side or the other. Blythe Reeds with her 2nd kill. Reeds got the first kill of the match, and that was her first one since. It's Brianna Edwards that leads all players with 10 kills on 23 tries. Hannah Clayton and Adina Schmidt, they're the 2 behind with 7 kills each for Iowa. Armstrong, Westbeld, Stockham, right between the legs of Bailey Ortega in a kill for Indiana. Tommy Stockham now serving. Five-point lead for Indiana. Right at Stockham and almost into the seats at Extreme Arena, but instead into the what would be hockey benches. And Iowa gets the point. They still trail by 4, 12-8. Four-point lead. There's Geddes. Kept alive. Ortega, the 3rd hit. This launch is over. Westbeld, Blackwell. Easy money for Layla Blackwell. Jocelyn Boyer checks in as Rinks heads to the bench. And Haley Armstrong serving for Indiana, leading by 5, 13-8. There's Hannah Clayton. Kill number 8 for Hannah Clayton. Hannah Clayton is dominating today. 8 kills and 11 tries with an error. That's a hit percentage of .636 to lead all players. She also leads all players in blocks, anchoring the Hawkeye front line as an error on the reception from Brianna Edwards, and back-to-back Hawkeye points and an ace for Courtney Bizzario. Ace number 2 for the Hawkeye. There's Stockham kept alive, but that toils to the Iowa bench, and it's a point for Indiana. Tommy Stockham the kill. Emily Fitzner in. It's Fitzner, Stockham, and Armstrong. Probably the best defensive back line for Indiana. So they lead by 4, 14-10. Bizzario to Hannah Clayton again. It just feels automatic. Hannah Clayton, kill number 9. Schlegel in, Schmidt in for Iowa. As the junior Schlegel back to serve. 14-11. Hoosiers by 3 in the third set. Each team has won a set. And that's too long from Schlegel. Sophie Oliphant in back to serve as Carmel, Indiana native had 2 aces coming into today, has added 2 more. Fitzner just drops one over. Bizzario to Clayton. That's blocked, but out, and it's a kill for Hannah Clayton. Armstrong goes full sprawl to get it, and Edwards caught off her feet a little bit, and there's a point for Iowa, 15-13. Timeout called by Indiana, 15-13. Hawkeyes trail by 2. Each team with a set. Third set will come back in just a minute. This is Indiana and Iowa on BTN+. Hawkeyes trail by 2, but an Iowa serve for Jocelyn Boyer. There's a block for Iowa. It's Reentz and Schmitz that meet as Colheed stuffed at the net. 15-14, Iowa trails by 1. Hawkeyes have not won multiple sets in a match this entire season. Stockham, big crushing blow for Tommy Stockham. 16-14. Middle portion of this second set's coming to a close. That's a big point for Indiana to stop a 3-0 run. And a bad serve for Colheed gives it right back. Ortega in and back to serve. Ortega put a lot of heat on that, but bad reception by Stockham, and it's a point for Iowa on an ace from Bailey Ortega. 16-all, third set. Fitzner, the set to Westbeld, it's a kill. Haven't called Brooke Westbeld's name in a New York minute, but she gets her third kill. Geddes in, Fitzner out for Indiana. It's Brooke Westbeld back to serve. There's Blythe Reentz. Her kill shot is off the mark, misses. And it's 18-16, back-to-back points for the Hoosiers. So we bring it home here in the third set. Ortega to Bizzario. It's a kill for Courtney Bizzario. 18-17, Hawkeyes trail by one as Leanne Lowry checks in. Westbell to Blackwell, and it's a point back for Indiana, 19-17. Layla Blackwell with her 5th kill. Both teams have been a lot more efficient today than they have been throughout the course of the season. As there's a kill for Blythe Raines. Just a curveball hanging up over the middle, and Raines with a big crushing right hand gets the kill. It's number 3 for her. She went cold in the middle portion. In fact, of all of her kill tries, all 7 have either ended in points for Iowa or points for Indiana. 3 kills and 4 errors. As there's an Indiana kill to make it 20-18. And Haley Armstrong, the sophomore, to serve for Indiana. Armstrong's had 20 digs in each match last week. Today, she has 8. Almost got a dig there, but instead it's a kill for Iowa. Audrey Black with the kill for the Hawkeyes. And it's 2019. So after Audrey Black's kill, Courtney Bizzario back to serve, 2019. Indiana in the lead by 1. So we bring it home in the 3rd set. There's Stockham blocked at the net. Geddes goes long. Well, too much on it for Morgan Geddes. It's a point for Iowa, 20-20 in the 3rd set. Hawkeyes looking to go up 2-1. It'll be the first time all season that they've won multiple sets. In fact, it would be the first time that they would lead in the sets department all season. Boyer to Hansen. There's a kill. Kendra Hansen. 3-0 run. Hawkeyes out in front, 21-20, and a Steve Ayer timeout. Big 3rd set, and it's separated by a single point, 21-20. We'll step away in a big decisive 3rd set. This is Big Ten Volleyball. Courtney Bizzario back to serve for Iowa and knocks it into the net to give it back to the Hoosiers. Fitzner in for the Hoosiers. Fitzner to serve. 21-all. Big 3rd set, it's Fitzner's serve. Here's Kendra Hansen with a lob, and Fitzner a diving dig. Here's Edwards, a launch. That's Lowry with the dig. Back to Hansen. It's a kill for Kendra Hansen. Iowa, the only team with a timeout left in this 3rd set. It's a 1-1 set split. Iowa lost the 1st set to Indiana 25-20, but then bounced back with a strong 2nd set, winning 25-15. Now they lead 22-21, the 3rd set. Fitzner to Edwards, Bizzario, Boyer, and Hansen's kill. Too long. They're saying a hand was hit, and it is. So it's ruled that someone hit it, and Steve Ayer is ready to challenge. And now the officials will confer about that last call. That ball was hit long, but the ruling is that it was hit out, which would then give Iowa the point. It's 22-21 right now. Hannah Clayton with 10 kills to lead it for Iowa. Brianna Edwards, 11 for Indiana. It's been a lot of Brianna Edwards and Tommy Stockham, and the ruling is that it's out. The officials got together and made what I think is the right call. Originally was called in. It certainly wasn't in unless it was hit. So it was out and it wasn't hit. It's an Indiana point, and so it's 22-22. Officials just conferring at the scorer's table, making sure everything's correct. And it's Sophie Oliphant that's in to serve for Indiana. 22-all. Oliphant's serve is in right on the back line. Almost hit it too far, and the Hawkeyes caught watching. And it's ace 3 for Sophie Oliphant. And a timeout by Vicki Brown. 23-22 in a big third set. Indiana leads by 1, and we'll take a break. This is Big Ten Volleyball, BTN Plus. Oliphant serving for Indiana, leading by 1 in a big third set. Rosario to Schmidt, kept alive. Here's Westbeld. Too much. 23-all. Iowa serve. It's Jocelyn Boyer back to serve. Fitzner. Tough set. Barely kept alive by Iowa. Here's Schmidt. It's a kill. Adina Schmidt, and it's set point for the Hawkeyes in the third set. Substitution time. Oliphant in, Edwards out. It's defensive lineup for Indiana. As Iowa leads 24-23, set point in the third set as the Hawkeyes look to go up 2-1. Stockham, deflected, but it's a kill for Tommy Stockham. 24-all, got to win by 2, so whichever team wins back-to-back points first is the team that will capture the third set. Rosario dropped over. Check that. We've got a whistle, and it's Iowa point. 25-24. Hawkeyes lead by 1. So an Indiana infraction gives it to Iowa, and it's Hansen to serve to try to win the third set. Armstrong, Fitzner, it's Stockham, blocked. Iowa wins set 3. The Hawkeyes have won multiple sets for the first time this season. Hawkeyes take set 3, 26-24. We'll step away for a couple minutes. When we come back, it's the fourth set as the Hawkeyes just need one more set for their first win of this season. 2-1, Hawkeyes lead set 4 coming in 3 minutes. This is Big Ten Volleyball on BTN Plus. Start of the fourth set from Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. Quick stat check. Iowa, the more efficient team, hitting percentage at .242 compared to Indiana's .198. Brianna Edwards, Tommy Stockham lead the way for Indiana. 11 kills for Edwards. Stockham has 10. For Iowa, it's Hannah Clayton, 10 kills, 6 blocks, leads Iowa in both departments, leads all players in blocks. And it's Leanne Lowry to serve. It's a block, but Edwards gets the kill as Bizzario and Reese couldn't find it after they got a hand on it. 1-0 Indiana, so they get the first point of the fourth set. Hawkeyes won the last set 26-24 as they've got 2 sets on the board for the first time all season. Reese, there's a kill. Blythe Reese gets one back. Quick mop up of the floor. Here's Edwards. Crushing blow, too far. Iowa point. A little too much from Edwards. That's their 4th error in 28 tries. Westbeld goes to Colheed, and it's a kill for Savannah Colheed. Right now, for both teams, it's been a lot of set, kill, and that's it. Just dig, set, kill right after the serve. And pretty leisurely 4 points to start off the 4th set. So the Hawkeyes need 1 to win. Indiana needs 1 more to play a 5th. Audrey Black. There's Stockham, and that's a whistle and a double hit on Indiana. Two. Iowa leads by 1. Fitzner to Colheed, kept alive. There's Kendra Hansen. There's a whistle. And again, an infraction on Indiana. There's a line infraction on the Hoosiers, and the Hawkeyes pick up a couple points that way. 4-2 now, Iowa leads. Bizzario still serving for the Hawkeyes. Westbeld blocked away. There's Edwards to get it over. Audrey Black. Stockham keeps it alive. Now Fitzner, and it's Colheed that propels it over. Here's Hansen, far side, and it's out as Hansen thought that one was blocked, but that's not the call. Instead, it's a haywire attempt from Hansen. It's 4-3 Hawkeyes as Indiana picks up the point. Oliphant to serve for Indiana, and it's too long. It's an error for Indiana. 5-3, Iowa leads. Sligo back to serve. Colheed, that's a kill for Savannah Colheed as Bizzario, or rather Boyer, can't dig it out. So Colheed gets the kill, back to serve. 5-4, Hawkeyes lead by 1, big 4th set. Iowa needs a set to win. Indiana trying to avoid elimination as Adina Schmitz gets the kill. That's kill number 9 for Adina Schmidt. 9 and 20 goes. Armstrong dives. Fitzner got a hand on that to keep it from going straight to the net. Big save by Reens and Hansen. A little teamwork there as Armstrong full sprawl to keep it up. Impressive volley here. Schmidt too long, and it's a point for Indiana. Fitzner out, Geddes in for Indiana. And it's Brooke Westbeld to serve. Hoosiers trail by 1. Early on, set 1, and that's straight to the net. She knew it off the hand. Stockham swatted away. Iowa point on a block. Zerio and Schmitz, it looked like, might have been Schmitz and Reeds on that far side. It's a block nonetheless for the Hawkeyes to give them an 8-5 lead. It's Reeds and Zerio. Gotta be some combination of those three up front. Ortega the dig. Zerio's kill try right at Westbeld. Stockham sends it straight in front of her own net, and Armstrong, it's the third hit straight back to the net, and it's a 9-5 Hawkeye lead. Ortega's serve. Westbeld, Blackwell. Now Stockham tries again. Zerio lays out to make the play, and snuck on the wrong side of the flag, and it's a point for Indiana. That stops a 3-0 run for the Hawkeyes. Stockham off her own kill, gets the serve. Her standard is there's a block, and that's a point on a solo block from Brianna Edwards. That's her second block. 9-7. Hawkeyes still lead by 2. Schmidt rockets one to Stockham. Back to her. Schlegel digs it out. That one was probably long. Boyer punches it over. Here's Edwards, blocked away. Zerio and Reens again. Blythe Reens with 6 blocks. Zerio has 4. 10-7 Hawkeyes as Lowry into serve. And Lowry today, 5 digs, has an ace. Brianna Edwards gets the kill. Savannah Colheed checks in. (10-8). Iowa leads Indiana by 2. Ortega to Zerio. Armstrong that rocked it over the net, sent right back to Indiana, but they kept it up. And here's Audrey Black, a drop shot, and it's a kill for Audrey Black. Sometimes the finesse game works just as well. Blythe Reens to serve. Westbeld goes to Edwards. Sliding stop by Ortega. Audrey Black. Stockham hits off the net, and it goes to Iowa. A net infraction by Indiana is a point for the Hawkeyes. They lead 12-8. Do or die set for Indiana. They trail by 4. Hawkeyes in search of their first win. Reigns hits one off the net. Good stop by Armstrong, and Edwards is stuffed away. Clayton and Bizzario. The Hawkeyes are in control, and I saw it all the way. Steve Aird will take a timeout. Timeout Indiana as the Hawkeyes lead by 5, searching for their first win of this season. We'll step away, come back in 60 seconds. This is Big Ten Volleyball, BTN+. Blythe Reigns back to serve for Iowa. 13-8, Hawkeyes lead by 5. And Reigns goes long on the serve. Fitzner runs in to check in for Geddes. And Fitzner will serve for the Hoosiers. 13-9. Iowa up by 4. Bizzario, that's a kill for Courtney Bizzario. Five-point lead for the Hawkeyes. Bizzario serving. Edwards off the net. Still kept up. Here's Black. She's blocked alone. It's Brianna Edwards, another block. She had a couple blocks all on her own, 2 of her 3. But when she's posted out by herself. Oliphant serving for Indiana. So Hawkeyes up by 4, make it 5. Hannah Clayton with the kill for the Hawkeyes. 15-10 Hawkeyes lead as Slagle and Schmidt check in for the Hawkeyes. And Brianna Edwards checks in for Indiana. Hawkeyes have capitalized on 65% of their side. They've got 65% of the side-out points. They're making money off their own serves today. Stockham drops one over, kept up. There's Clayton. Fitzner calling for it. Edwards had to get it over. That was hit 3. Clayton right back to it. Silky smooth. Hannah Clayton makes it 16-10 Iowa, and the Hawkeyes are running right now. Indiana won the first set 25-20. Hawkeyes bounce back. One set 2, 25-15. One set 3, 26-24. And now they lead by 6. And a do-or-die 4th set. Once again, Hannah Clayton back to it. 13 kills and an error in 18 tries. That's a .667 hit percentage for Hannah Clayton today. And she's second in all players and blocks behind only Blythe Reigns of her own team. Hawkeyes by 7, set 4. Tough giveaway. Right back to them. Indiana trails by 6. Now they have the serve with Savannah Colheed. Big spike, but long by Kendra Hansen. Back-to-back points for Indiana on the attack there from the Hawkeyes. Kendra Hansen's been pretty efficient today. .263 hit percentage. It's a lot better than her -051 that she carried into tonight. It's a rocket right at Jocelyn Boyer. Heck of a dig. Westbeld, Stockham, blocked away, and Clayton, 2 hands, just pops it over. And a big block. Hannah Clayton on an island. Not sure if it'll go as a block or a kill. It was sort of in between. She flicked her wrist like she got a kill, but either way, Hawkeye point, 18-12. It's credited as a block, and Reigns picks up one of her own. 19-12 Hawkeyes, as Steve Aird calls another timeout. Indiana crumbling now in the fourth set. They're down 7 in an elimination set, 19-12. Hawkeyes lead, they lead 2-1. This is Big Ten Volleyball, BTN Plus. 19-12. Hawkeyes lead the Hoosiers by 7. Stockham. That's a kill for Tommy Stockham as Boyer and Schlegel both go flailing to try to dig that out. 6-point deficit as Brooke Westbeld serves. Hansen, a little lob over. There's Blackwell. Boyer the dig. Schlegel dives after it, and Boyer gets the third touch over. Stockham, that's out. Stockham thought that was in, but it's a point for Iowa as that one missed. It looks like Aird wants to challenge it, and he will. So Steve Aird will challenge this call, and we'll step away, come back with the final result of this challenge. 2013 Hawkeyes leading the third set, or rather the fourth set. They could win it here. If they win this fourth set, they lead 2-1. This is Big Ten. So the review confirms it's Iowa point. Stockham was off the mark, just missed long, didn't clip an Iowa hand. 20-13. Iowa leads by 7 as Bailey Ortega back to serve. Grace Tubbs is checked in for the Hawkeyes to help man the front line. Lobbing attempt as it's Geddes back to her, and that's out. It's been a tough fourth set for Indiana. Not a lot to hang your hat on. Steve Aird's out of timeouts. Vicki Brown's going to ride this momentum out. 21-13, Hawkeyes lead by 8. Two sets to 1, Hawkeyes lead. Iowa still looking for their first win this entire season. Edwards drops one over, and Tubbs just hit that into the net. And it's a point for Indiana. Tommy Stockham serving for the Hoosiers. Indiana won their last match 3-1 against Rutgers. But now staring down a 1-4 record. If they lose today, with match 2 of this 2-game set being tomorrow at 4, back here in Extreme Arena. Visario, money. It's a kill for Courtney Visario. It's 22-14 Iowa. Leanne Lowry back to serve for Iowa. Westbeld to Edwards. It's a block. Tubbs and Visario. 23-14. Two points away from victory. Lowry off the net. 23-15. Now the Hoosiers got to make hay. Haley Armstrong serving. You need probably 7 straight points, 6 or 7 straight right here. Armstrong serve, a high lobbing one. Tubbs, too far. 23-16. Indiana's got to close it to 23-20. Because then if you lose at that point, it's 24-20. It's possible, but you need a few more. Here's Audrey Black. It's kept up. Westbeld. Edwards. It's a kill for Brianna Edwards. Back-to-back points makes it 23-17. "15 kills for Brianna Edwards. Leads all players. Lowry, Ortega, Tubbs, and there it is. Westbeld called out, but right off her hands. And instead, it's Hawkeye match point. 24-17. Iowa looking for their first win of the season, and it's Grace Tubbs to serve with match point for the Hawkeyes. Westbeld. Edwards blocked. That's the game. Iowa wins their first match in Extreme Arena. They go to 1-4 on the season. Hannah Clayton gets the final block. 13 kills on 18 tries to go along with 8 blocks for Hannah Clayton as the Hawkeyes win the fourth set 25-17. Indiana won the first set 25-20. The Hawkeyes rattled off 3 straight, 25-15, 26-24, and 25-17. The Hoosiers fall to 1-4. The Hawkeyes move to 1-4 as the battle for that middle tier of the Big Ten Conference will happen tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll be right back at it about 22 hours from now from Extreme Arena. But for all of our staff and crew with the Big Ten Network, we thank you all for tuning in. Your final score one more time, Iowa 3-6, Indiana 1. Again, 4 p.m. We'll be right back at it. This is John Rawson signing off. Have a good night, folks.